Being a carnivore and a carnivore diet coach, I get asked often, what do you feed to your baby boy who now should be eating solids? Today's video will be just about that. I can assure you, it's no cooked carrots or mashed peas. Welcome back to my channel. Before we get into my kitchen, let's talk about books that shaped my understanding of nutrition for babies. And the first book I would recommend is to read How to Raise Healthy Child in Spite of Your Doctor. And this is not a jab at my pediatrician because he has the same book in his office. And when it comes to nutrition, both of us are on the same page. It's an excellent read and every mom should own it, or dad. Next book I want to recommend is Super Nutrition for Babies, and if you are a carnivore mom or carnivore dad, this is an absolute must. As you see, this book has lots of mileage because I go back to it often. It has so many valuable information, not only what to cook, when to cook it, schedules for your children, how to introduce foods, but also a list of common toxins and chemicals that can be harmful for your children, list of clean 15 and dirty dozen, and a lot more. It is a absolutely fabulous resource. You can easily modify it to make it more or less carnivore, but it is based on animal nutrition. Since I had a lot of gut issues and resulted from it autoimmunity, I'm very cautious what I introduce to my children, and I use the Gut and Physiology Syndrome book from Natasha Campbell McBride for references as well. I want to make sure that my children's gut microbiome is developed properly. There is a lot of tips over here as well, and also lots of recipes, a lot of them from Russia because the author is from Russia. This author needs no introduction, and that is Sean Baker. If you are new to the carnivore diet and you want to get really practical, down-to-earth tips and you want to introduce it to your children, it's a must. Another excellent read and a great book to go back to for recipes is Nourishing Traditions by Sally Fallon, who is associated with Weston Price Foundation. And thanks to Weston Price Foundation, I was able to find somebody that brings raw milk to my New York City apartment. The last book I go to for recipes is a traditional Polish cookbook, and I got it in Poland. It is available only in Polish, but this book is really popular in Poland. And if you go into it, there are so many carnivore and carnivore-ish recipes, and you can easily modify these recipes to be carnivore, because if you go back to your traditional way of eating, it will be primarily meat-based. You will be shocked how many recipes are made with tallow, lard, butter. We have so many different dishes that involve organ meats. You will be so amazed, and it will be so easy to convert it to pure carnivore. So I'll share some of the recipes in the future, but I use this book as well to cook for my children. Super Nutrition for Babies recommends to start introducing first foods in the mid-morning, and the first recommended food is egg yolk, soft-boiled egg yolk, not egg whites, because if you introduce them too early, they can cause a food allergy. So I will cook soft-boiled egg yolk, remove the egg white, and try to feed it to my son. So this is the third time I am trying to introduce egg yolk to my son. My first son loved the egg yolk from the start, and I could tell just a few days later he had a massive growth spurt. In the book of Super Nutrition for Babies, it is written right up front that the combination of mother's milk and the egg yolk is the perfect combination of proteins and amino acids that will make your baby's brain grow faster. And I observed that with my first son. My second one, unfortunately, does not like the flavor of the egg yolk. Okay, bring water to boil, slip in the egg, and boil 3.5 to 4 minutes, just so that it's cooked but runny. So this is going to be my third attempt at introducing egg yolk. which in the book of Super Nutrition for Babies is the recommended first food. My first son loved it from the start, whereas this one rejected it so far two times. This is my third time trying the egg yolk. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna leave it alone until he's older, maybe like 12, 13, 14 months, and then I'll try egg yolk, maybe then with the egg white already. I don't know. We try one more time? Jeszcze raz? He's eating it better today than other days, but I think I will leave it alone at this time. About 10 minutes before he goes for his first nap of the day, I will breastfeed him again. And then when he wakes up around 11:30, 12, I will give him lunch. For lunch, I will give him steak tips with bone broth, and I pulverize it so that is a really like a paste or pate, and he will get 2 cubes. So I will cook it in advance and then freeze it and then prepare it to feed him either in my milk, then in the bone broth, and now I'm warming it up in butter. If you think your baby might be sensitive to butter, you can try the ghee butter or make your own clarified butter. My steak tips puree is ready to be served, is warm enough for my little boy to enjoy it, and let's give it a try. He should be hungry. Yummy, yummy. Yeah. 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 Is it good? Yum yum. Much, much better than the egg yolk. Yeah. Well, this one went down very well. Good job. I have a whole video dedicated how I make steak tips into this pate. I will link the video in the description box, check it out. And then working on his healthy gut microbiome, I will also introduce some fermented foods, and in this case it is a fermented apple, or I will give my son in between the meals a teaspoon of juice from sauerkraut. Around 3 or 4 o'clock, I will give my son a snack, and it will be mashed banana. Super Nutrition for Babies book says that bananas have this enzyme amylase that is very easily digestible by babies. So this is a good first plant food to introduce to babies, and be sure to get it organic. It is a massive difference in flavor. You will notice it if you try it. You should start with 1/4 of a banana, but my son really quickly started asking for more. So at this stage, he eats 2/3 of it, and sometimes he will ask for the entire banana. For dinner, I will give him steak tips again, and it will be 1 or 2 cubes depending on the cues I'm getting from my baby, whether he wants more or less. And while we are eating our dinner, he will get a piece of our meal as well, which is usually a steak, pork chop, or a burger patty. He gets a slice of it so that he can taste it, play with it, and develop his palate. We eat our dinners anywhere between 6:30 and 7 p.m. and then I will feed my son one more time before he goes to bed, which is typically 7:45, and then he goes to sleep at 8 p.m. Your children will grow the most in their first year of life, so give them the nutrients that they need the most, the highest quality proteins, and they are all from animal sources. Don't be afraid of egg yolks or red meat. Do it wisely, prepare it according to the ancestral traditional recipes, and your children will thrive. And I can promise you this will happen, because both of my boys are somewhere in 98-99 percentile for their height and for their weight, and yet they aren't fat. They are just heavy because their bones and muscles are dense. So this is what a day of introducing solids look like. I will make more of these kind of videos as I introduce more different types of food to my son's diet. In the meantime, if you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!